for your determination. And I actually had prepared remarks today. And I think it's best that I stand up here, speak from my heart. I can see the looks in your eyes around this room, and I see the determination and the willpower and what we need to do to move this caucus forward. And we can talk about our message, we can talk about our leadership, but it's really about the people sitting in this room and being able to gather up the willpower and the drive to move our agenda forward and to unify as a party. And I think we have a tremendous opportunity, each and every one of us, to get out there, to drive our message forward. The Democrats couldn't have provided us with any better opportunity than this yes on one. I mean, please folks, there couldn't be any more clear message for us to get out there and fight for lower spending, less taxes, more accountability in government than what just happened on November 2nd, on November 4th. So I know you folks all have the drive and the willpower. I have the drive to stand up here and bloody the nose of the Democrats when we need to. I worked on the Appropriations Committee. I understand what it takes to sit down and negotiate a budget. But I'll tell you this, I also know when the right time would be to walk away from the budget. And I also know that if we're put in a position where the Democrats come forth with a majority budget, we need to seriously consider what we're going to do with the bond package and where we want to go. And I stand committed to know that there will be a time if the Democrats decide they want to force upon some type of tax increase, some type of new tax package, it will be time for us to really seriously consider walking away. And so we do have to be willing to be able to draw that line in the sand. But we also have to know from experience about sitting at the table and knowing when the negotiations need to continue, the negotiations need to stop. I think having sat through the budget, the supplemental budget, the bonds, I have that experience. And certainly in my private sector life, having worked with a business, a sixth-generation family business, that we saw our family business with 350 employees when I started working in our company. And I saw what happened to our business, and yet we drove and we fought to make sure we could survive. And I think that's exactly what this caucus needs to do. We need to gather up our willpower, and we need to fight and drive and know that we have our agenda and our message, and that we can move that forward. And that's going to require all 54 people in this room to be united, to work together. And I'll promise you this, my door will always be open. I'll always want to hear what you folks have to say, and I'll always need to have your input. And I look forward, and I truly appreciate the opportunity to be here today. And I just want to reiterate one story from election night. We were with Bruce Bickford, and we had the tremendous opportunity to see him win his seat. And for those of you who don't know, my father was a candidate up in Paris. And it was sort of a bittersweet night, knowing that I had won my race, knowing that some other folks who we worked on their campaigns had won their races, and knew that he had lost. And I will say this, even on the worst of nights, or the worst of days, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than standing in front of this caucus and having the opportunity to lead you folks. So God bless you all, God bless America, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you.